So first, we know that Randy Orton returned at Survivor Series, and I think it was the best decision to have him start Raw because some thought that his return was upstaged by CM Punk's return. I beg to differ. But I think it was the right move to have him start. And I mean, my main takeaway is just
Daddy's back.
Oh, I didn't see you add that in the library.
I'm gonna keep this just
Daddy's back.
anyway, so Randy he comes out and this is the first time he got on the mic since he returned, so I think that we were kind of all expecting him to say exactly what he said. What I noticed what I took away from this the most though was you could see how impactful it was for him to finally be back in the ring and make his entrance and be able to do everything that he normally does. You could just see he was soaking it all in. It was kind of emotional. And that's why I even tweeted it's crazy to think about how long it's been since we've seen him. And he probably there were mixed reports about whether or not he was ever going to be back because he had back fusion surgery. So that's not so it's not like that's something that they, a lot of people come back from. So he was just saying that he missed everybody. He has plans to stay as long as he physically can, and said that it meant a lot to him to be able to participate in his first War Games match, especially alongside Cody, because of course Dusty created the match. And he said, which was I think the most significant thing, that he has unfinished business with the Bloodline, which now we know he's going to be on SmackDown. At least Barclays Center is saying that he's going to be on SmackDown. And I know, but this is a thing too, and I'll ask your opinion. So I think that they need to have Randy on SmackDown. I think that it needs to be Randy or Punk, and Punk doesn't scream SmackDown to me. But I don't think that they can have Cody, Seth, Randy, Punk, Gunther. They can't have Drew McIntyre. They can't have all these people on Raw. So I would like to think that maybe this is their way of he mentioned the Bloodline. Maybe he's going to eventually get moved to SmackDown.
That's what he mentioned the Bloodline. He's in wrestling, kind of the KO theory, where when you mention someone or something, it happens in wrestling. And when you mention that you have unfinished business with the Bloodline, and the Bloodline is really not on Raw, it's not, only one defect from it. And we've been saying, I think you even said it a couple episodes ago, the Bloodline story is dead. Well, what's one way to revive it? By having someone that they wronged come back to get vengeance on them. And not only just them, you could potentially get a Roman Randy feud eventually because of what happened, but you're going to get Jimmy versus Orton. You're going to get Solo. And that's another big name for Solo to go up against. So doing it in that way while still connecting it to the overarching Bloodline story, brilliant. It's no reason CM Punk should be on SmackDown yet. And I know the Sports Illustrated reports that, it's going to be Seth, then Roman, whatever. Yeah, that's great, but not right now. Doesn't make sense.
So we see Jay approach Randy backstage as he's preparing for his match against Dom Dom, and Jay kind of basically apologizes for everything that the Bloodline did to him, which led to him being out for 18 months. And Randy kind of stops him and is like, oh no, it's cool. It's in the past. Cody trusts you and a bunch of other people trust you here. And so we're cool. But do you get the impression that maybe it's not cool?
Oh, and RKO is in Jey Uso's future. It's just a matter of when. And he's going to do it at the most least expecting time. He didn't forgive him. I don't think he would go into, a whole feud with him for what he did, but he's going to get his comeuppance when he least expects it. And then that's going to be the moment where everyone's like, yep, there it is. That's his payback. Where for Solo and for Jimmy, because they're still with the Bloodline, that's where he's going to unleash hell. Where for Jay, he just needs a little bit of a punishment.
Yeah, I want to see it. I feel like we need to see it because Drew has really been the only one outside of Kevin Owens that has really taken issue with Jay being around and like everyone just forgiving him and acting like nothing ever happened. And so I feel like it would be pretty cool to see Randy have that stance, even if it's just for a moment, even if it's just for an RKO. Because I think all of them have a reason to not like Jay or have an issue with him, but I think Randy certainly does. If we're, okay, well, you guys took me out and then I was gone for 18 months. Like, I think most people would be okay with Randy Orton having a bit of a grudge against him. Like, I think most people would also feel that way. So, I'm on board to see it. Like, I'm glad that we didn't really get any sort of inkling that it could happen, but I think like these backstage segments and stuff like that, they don't happen on accident.